Hello and welcome to Warcraft Daily for today, the 22nd of July 2013. So in today's news we have some interesting stuff about the Warcraft movie and a whole bunch of blue tweets, and we also have a little extra sort of section that I'm going to be adding to the show. So, the Warcraft movie. Now there was a teaser shown at the San Diego Comic-Con this year, at the Legendary panel, and the sort of reactions on the internet seem to be that it is pretty damn cool. Now it was quite short, but here's what it contained. So we started off with a human in the desert with a sword, so pretty Warcrafty, well, pretty fantasy I suppose, and then he encounters the remains of a dead soldier. I believe he's all skeletified and shit, so yeah, he stops and he's like, oh wow, I think I'll have a drink. So he has a drink and he picks up the soldier's shield, which has an alliance, like an alliance logo. I doubt it's actually called logo, but anyway. So after this, an orc charges a human and the clip ends. Now from the screenshots, which will be in the back of the screen there, it looks very cool, and the world looks really cool. Now, I'm assuming this is, like it hasn't even started filming yet, so this is really just concept teaser stuff, and I doubt that it actually has any bearing on what the movie's plot or anything like that will be. Now, it doesn't look like we're going to actually see this teaser for a while, because it's San Diego Comic-Con only, which is a little bit of a tradition. Duncan Jones, who's the director, said that they are not going to be releasing it, at least as of yet, and that he doesn't actually have control over where it's released. It's probably the PR companies, the studio, all that bullshit. Now the director, Duncan Jones, whose average Rotten Tomato score is 91, that's good, said that they're going to begin filming in 2014 with a planned release of 2015. And yeah, it sounds great, and I'm really looking forward to this movie, because Duncan Jones, every single movie he's done like 2 movies, but, one of them is a 92, the other is an 89. They're both really smart, brainy, well thought out, in-depth movies with a great storyline that sticks to its own lore, plays by the rules that's set up within the universe, and he does just a fantastic job at really making you care for characters and stuff. Now, Warcraft does have some strong characters, although I do feel that Metzen's butchered some of them, so I think having new blood sort of looking at it in the form of Duncan Jones could be a good thing. So, yeah, all very good stuff there. Now, the next thing we have is tweets. So, they said that they're currently, they constantly get worried about classes blurring the lines way too much and playing the same. The specific example was with healers, because, it's hard to get healers really to feel that different, because you're really just casting a spell on a target. Now, they said that it's also hard not to make people's classes feel weak in the name of class differentiation, so where different abilities and things would overlap to the point where they can't put it in, because then that mage and that warlock are the same. So it's just an interesting thing, and it's interesting from game design, specifically when you have classes that fire damage from range, classes that stab damage in melee. And making that different and feel different for so many classes is probably quite a challenge that a lot of people don't appreciate. Now next up, they said that, this is a direct quote, "Not sure it's a triumph of game design when players feel the need to bind 4 full action bars." I think this is definitely true, and instead of having lots of things that do sort of just one thing or only have one use, I think it's better to have, say, 1 or 2 action bars where all the abilities are interesting, they all require being used in interesting situations, and actually requires thought and, being well designed, as opposed to, lol, we have buttons, let's plug them into maths and see what combination's the best. Which is a little bit of an issue they have sometimes. Now next up, they said that healing shields are perhaps a little bit too cheap and easy to apply, but that they are supposed to be a little bit stronger than HOTS, and that is by design, because I suppose HOTS maybe are just too fire and forget. I don't know, I'm not a healer. The next thing that says that they're planning no major reworks to the class in the next expansion, so this means no Cataclysm sweeping style of changes, but Ghostcrawler did say that they want the 3 rogue and hunter specs to feel more different from each other. Now, I don't know about rogues, but I know for a hunter, I haven't played marksman in ages, and BM and SV are completely different to play, so I'm not really sure what he means there, but I think hunters are a class that still needs more refinement and changing. I do love the class, but I think they could be better. So that's that. Now the next thing we have is a new little section called the Question of the Day, and while the channel is small, and we can still have some sort of semblance of, well, non-barbarism in the comment section, I think it might be nice to do this and, encourage people to get involved. So the question is, what storyline do you think the Warcraft movie will have? Personally, I'm not sure. I think Arthas' story would have been actually a really good one to show Arthas. So yeah, I think Arthas would be cool to show to a wider audience, because it's very Warcraft, and it's also has a lot of I suppose, tropes, but they're all quite well done, which is, makes it forgivable. So there's that, which is a possibility. I'm pretty sure they won't go orcs versus humans. They already said that in the past, because then it's just like faux Lord of the Rings, and that never, ever, ever works well. You cannot do Lord of the Rings better than Peter Jackson did, at least the way movies are currently done. Hell, Peter Jackson can't do The Hobbit as good as Lord of the Rings, which is probably just an inherent thing, but whatever. So I think orcs versus humans is ruled out. The Burning Legion could be cool, but I think a lot of people would just see like the big sort of dominatrix demons and be like, wow, that's for 14-year-old kids, isn't it? Which would suck. So anyway, there's my thoughts. I'd like to hear what you think. Thank you for watching the show. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you next time.